Ring doorbells. Now then, a lot of people have these ring doorbells. They do, and I got nothing against them because I think people should keep their properties safe because the police don't do their jobs anymore. They don't investigate burglaries anymore. Simply burglars your house, you're on your own, and if you touch that burglar, you go to jail. They don't go to jail for burgling the house. They can kick the living shit out of you. As I was saying, sorry, I put Gwen on the lead because don't know, people with dogs these days, you don't know what they're going to do with you. So, anyway, people got ring doorbells pointing at your property. There's one pointing directly in my property and my neighbour's property right now. What these people don't realise is that up in England, so it's probably happened more than once now, but there was a case where somebody's ring doorbell was facing into their neighbour's property, and the neighbour sued them for £100,000. £100,000. Is it worth having a camera pointing at somebody else's property for £100,000? Is it? Is it worth that? I don't think so, is it? Especially nosy parkers, as we used to call them when we were kids. There we go. And sometimes you don't even know if they're a ring. They could be a different kind of camera, a camera with sound recording, which is even worse. And you're talking a huge lawsuit then. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I'm off up the Turk for a bit, just to have a look around. It's been raining heavily overnight, so I don't know what it's going to be like fishing wise, but I'm going to give it a go. When you live in a place, you live somewhere, you've got a house, you've got neighbours, make an effort to get on with your neighbours. Talk to them. Find out who they are. If they don't want to talk to you, fair enough. You know where you stand with them. If you dislike them for some reason, don't know why, you might have many reasons, but if you dislike taking umbrage to them because, I don't know, because for no reason whatsoever, even if you don't know them, leave them alone, because you should treat people the way you want to be treated. I've had a few neighbours now. The house next door has had a few people live there, and people have taken umbrage to them. I've got on with both neighbours who live there. One young girl and her family lived there. She's lovely, got on with her really well. And the family who live in there now, lovely, lovely people, you know. Again, get on with them well, talk to them a lot. But yeah, it's just people who just can't leave other people alone. They've got to interfere in their lives. They've got to get involved in their lives, because their lives are so shit and boring that they have to try and ruin other people's lives as well. You know, what is it? Misery loves company or something. I think it's the saying, isn't it? Leave people alone. God, honestly, get on with your own life. If your life is so boring that you've got time to interfere in other people's lives, bloody hell, get a hobby. God. I got loads of hobbies. Fishing. My dogs. Video gaming. And that's, you know, my hobbies. And I got my job, which is I'm an illustrator and a writer. It takes up a lot of my time. But bloody hell. Honestly, get a life, get a hobby. Oh, music. I used to be into music. I used to be in bands when I was younger, decades ago. Before I looked like this. people, honestly. I just somebody just walked past me with dogs now, and I've obviously got Gwen with me today. Gwen, hi, hello Gwen. Yes, so I got her with me today and made her sit down, and this person's dog started barking at Gwen. So Gwen obviously retaliated, started barking back. This person looked at me like I was something she trod in. Her dog started barking first. What the hell, man? Honest to God. People. Oh, that was nice, you know, having a bit of a fish. And you look up and you see this. There we are. That's what you want to see. Very massive chemtrails in the sky. And there's yeah, that powdery mist that you get falling. To be fair, if you can look up at that, you know, it's not that, there we are. Oh my God. If you can look up at that and you think it's normal, yeah, tough, as they say in Wales. People have become incredibly selfish the past few years. Incredibly selfish, and you know, and obviously the coof bullshit emphasised that. It was the fact that people saw other people as a threat. They'd, you know, they could be carrying some fake virus. They're going to infect me. Me. That's all it was about. The whole thing. Turn everybody against everybody. And to be fair, they've done a pretty good job on the grand scale of things. Or a bad job, whichever way you look at it. But they have turned a lot of people against a lot of people. But there's a pattern to the people who've turned against people. These people who turned against all the other ones are, they hang around in groups. They got their, you know, they have their jab parties, things like that. But they are how do you say it? Couple of cans short of a six-pack, I suppose you say it. Not exactly the most intelligent of people, and they, again, being given the biggest platform to stand on, because you know, when they do something to you and you complain to what you think of the authorities, but they're not really, because you know, they don't give a, they don't care about you. No, they work for the man. They work for him up there, the big man, not God, the government. You know, but or the reptiles, or whatever you want to call them. But when you want to make a complaint against them because of their behaviour towards you, which is absolutely atrocious most of the time, the police come to you and they tell you to leave them alone. So yeah, that goes to show, you know, what, you know, where they are, you know, where they stand, where you stand with those. But they phone the police all the time about people, and then the police go and they harass the people who aren't really doing anything. They're doing nothing. That's all they're doing, is defending themselves against these morons. You know. But this is it. Empty vessels. Alright, anyway, been a bit of a bust today, fishing wise. I don't think I'm gonna catch anything. It's the river's really rough today, but it's been interesting. Like I said, it's you always get little bites, little fish. But Gwen has been barking at some dogs, but they started barking at her first, even though the owners look at you as if you've got two heads, you know. How dare your dog bark? Even though my dog's started barking first. But you know, but that's what people are like these days, mate. Like I said, incredibly selfish. Selfish, selfish, selfish. Alright. What's going on in the news at the moment? Well, that's all everybody's talking about is Charlie boy. Because they reckon he's got the big C. Alright. Charlie's got the big C. Now what are they doing? He's not the real king. Of course he's not. You know, by blood or by inheritance, not the real king. But either he's gone already, you know, the White Hats are taking him out, or it's another plan to get people to feel sorry for satanic paedophiles. Right. A lot of people don't seem to be talking about Sound of Freedom anymore. I went to see that in the cinema, and tell you what, probably the only film I've ever been to see that it took a lot for me to hold myself together watching it. It's harrowing, it is, but a brilliant film. Everybody should watch it, because child trafficking is still the #1 criminal enterprise in the world. It's not drugs anymore, it's humans, and they sell. Drugs are still there, of course they are. Drugs are there to oppress, keep people down, keep people oppressed, keep people thinking that they can do something that's anti-authoritarian, but in the end it harms them, doesn't it? Alcohol, biggest drug on the planet, biggest and most dangerous drug on the planet, alcohol. That's there, everybody's still drinking. You look at the recycling bins people have put out, they're all full of gin bottles, beer cans. There we go. Aye. Yeah, they say about the criminal justice system, it is bloody criminal, I tell you. But something happened in the last couple of years which has made me realise that you know, that the devil does walk the earth. He's, you know, Satan is among us, and he is, because my grandmother's house was mine and my sister's go-to place for, you know, it was our happy place when we were children. We loved going there. It was, you know, loved my grandmother. Mum, we used to go there. Winifred Ross, a wonderful woman. She was, I tell you what. And we still love going to the house, and we did. And the thing is, the last few years, obviously, people have been jabbed up the nines and they're dying, and they're blaming everybody else because it's not their fault for going having jabs, like, you know, and things like that. It's everybody else's fault for not having them. Yeah. So even though the people who were unjabbed didn't get sick, there we are. Funny that now. But my grandmother's house was mine and my sister's go-to place, and things like that. And we, you know, we always thought, I know, you know, we don't expect, but we always thought that when my grandmother's house was sold, or you know, maybe, I remember my auntie saying to my sister she could have my grandmother's house when she went, but there we go, that went the wayside. But we always thought we'd have some sort of inheritance out of it. We, you know, we thought we would, like. But in recent years, my auntie, she was quite young. She was 60. She got ill, very ill, doing all the bullshit, you know. And this is the thing. But the house was left to my uncle. He's obviously not related to us by blood, and he sold it. He sold my grandmother's house, and he kept all the money himself. Now, my auntie's will, I got a copy of it. It doesn't say on there, because she wrote the will when she was in a hospital, an end-of-life hospital, and it doesn't say anywhere on that will being sound of mind. Doesn't say anywhere on that will, does it say that? It doesn't, and I've got a copy of it. And these people are laughing at us, laughing at me and my sister. You know, they slander us behind our back. What they do is they they're all speaking and talking and to each other, all my family. They don't speak to me and my sister because of all the shit stirring that's been done behind our backs. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible that people can live like that. People can do that to other people. And you know what? Myself and my sister, we haven't done anything to deserve the way that we're treated by the family. Nothing at all. It's rumours and speculation that by a certain individual who's very, very, very bitter, very bitter. And because we haven't had a chance to defend ourselves, I suppose they take this other person's word for it, or these people's word for it. I haven't spoken to a lot of my family for decades because we were kept away from them, because I haven't spoken to them. But I know they are, I suppose, slandering us, slating us behind our backs, because they don't know us. It's crazy. But like I said, grandmother's house is sold. My auntie lived in my grandmother's house, but she left everything to my uncle, not from blood or choice, and he sold my grandmother's house and kept everything himself, kept everything. The thing is, he didn't even give any money to other people, like my mother and things like that. There we go. Well, I don't know, he might have, he could be lying, he tends to do that. But this is the thing. How can something that myself and my sister loved as children be sold by somebody who's not even blood, and not give us anything, no inheritance or anything like that? It's crazy. There's got to be a law against it, but there we go. I don't know. Coming back now. I haven't caught anything. Seems a pattern forming here for the last couple of months, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. As long as I can get up the river. Hey, Gwen. But yeah, I know I started this video talking about the Ring doorbell things. Well, there we go. And then it went on to other things, more personal things, but I suppose it's not that personal when such an injustice has been done in the world, when, you know, your own father and your own auntie, who you used to be really close with, leave you out of their will. You know, there's a lot more to the story than what I've been saying. It's like when my father was in hospital, the password system was put in place, so I couldn't talk to him. And then same thing happened when my auntie went to hospital. God's watching, and He is watching. And justice will prevail, true justice, and the wicked will be punished. It's not up to us to punish the wicked, it's up to God, but He sees all. God bless, see you next time.